It's Jordan Jonas Sparks and welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, please make sure to press the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss another upload, and welcome to the Sparkly family. So in today's video, it is another Vlogmas day, and I'm going to be going over my 10 must-see Christmas holiday movies. Now, I'm a 90s kid, so if you're also a 90s kid, a lot of these films might be familiar to you because these are staples if you grew up in the 90s. They're not all from the 90s, but I feel like most 90s kids, this would be like their list, or like a lot of these would be on their list. Without further ado, at number 10 on my Christmas holiday movie must-see list, I have A Muppet Christmas Carol. This, I think, might have been the first Muppet movie that I ever watched. Basically, the Muppets go through the whole traditional Christmas Carol Scrooge story, but it's Muppets. So if you want to introduce your kids to the traditional Christmas Carol and you want to do it in like a kid-friendly way, the Muppets Christmas Carol is the best way to do it, and you will be entertained by Jim Henson's Muppets the entire time. And at number 9, Chucky, because you knew this wouldn't be my favorite Christmas movie list if it wasn't a little bit creepy and filled with some horror movies. So yes, Chucky is a Christmas movie in my mind because the little boy, if you don't know what Chucky is, basically it was a movie in the 80s. It was a horror movie franchise that started off with just one movie, and I'm pretty sure they got the idea for the doll Chucky, which was this talking doll, from Teddy Ruxpin, and it was this teddy bear that you put tape cassette in the back and it talks to you. So Chucky is like this evil doll that comes to life, and it's basically this guy that is like a criminal and a murderer, and he ends up spending his life trapped inside this new Chucky doll. And then this little boy really wants this doll that he sees on TV, and then he gets the one that's possessed by the guy that was the murderer and is now trapped inside this doll, and he gets the doll for Christmas. So it's a Christmas movie. Number 8, Bing Crosby's White Christmas. So if you don't know this movie, I believe it is from the 50s, and it is such a staple Christmas movie in my mind. I'm a total musical theater geek and a musical theater kid, and there's so much wonderful musical theater in this show. I've actually done this show live on stage. It was one of the first musicals that I ever did. And yeah, it's amazing. There's tap dancing, there's lots of old school singing, and if you are a big fan of like old Hollywood, then you will definitely love White Christmas. At number 7 on my list, I have Meet Me in St. Louis. This is another super old movie. I believe it was 1944, and the star of Meet Me in St. Louis is Judy Garland, and if you're not familiar with who that is, she was the star from The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. And if you haven't seen The Wizard of Oz, you definitely need to see that as well. But Meet Me in St. Louis is just another super cute, romantic, family-friendly holiday classic, and if you don't love Judy Garland or you don't know who that is, you definitely need to watch this movie and you will fall in love. Number 6 on my list, Elf. And I think we all know the movie Elf. It's a Christmas comedy starring Will Ferrell, who is playing a giant elf, and basically he is a human that grew up as an elf, but he was actually a human, so he's way bigger than all of the elves. Definitely need to see that movie. It is definitely a knee slapper. Number 5 on my Christmas holiday movie must-see list is another family-friendly comedy, and it is called The Santa Claus, and basically it stars Tim Allen, and Tim Allen accidentally kills Santa and basically ends up finding out that if you kill Santa, the legacy gets passed on to you and you become Santa. So Tim Allen becomes the Santa Claus, and it's such a funny movie, and it's so cute, it's heart-wrenching, it gives you all the warm and fuzzies and puts you in the Christmas spirit, and I definitely recommend watching The Santa Claus. Number 4 on my list is also a Christmas movie starring Tim Allen, and it is Christmas with the Cranks. And some of you might call this like an anti-Christmas movie, because basically in Christmas with the Cranks decide, this year, you know what, we're going to skip Christmas, because in all of the years past, they've always had their kids there, they've always had to go through all of the 9 yards and all of the stress that we all go through so that we can celebrate Christmas Christmas and have a wonderful Christmas time with our family. And when they find out that their daughter's not going to be home for Christmas, they decide, you know what, we're going to skip Christmas and go on vacation. And then on last minute, they find out that, of course, their daughter is coming home for Christmas. So very last minute, they scramble to put everything together to celebrate and have a wonderful Christmas for Blair, I believe is their daughter's name. And it all comes together after a commotion, let's call it. But that's such a funny movie. It's such a good movie, and it definitely puts you in the Christmas spirit as well. If you're ever in the mood of, oh, why don't we just skip Christmas, then that is definitely a good movie for you to watch. At number 3 on my list, I actually have 2 movies. It is Home Alone and Home Alone 2, the sequel, and they are both Christmas movies. And if you don't know what Home Alone is, I'm not even going to bother explaining. Girl, you need to go watch Home Alone and Home Alone 2, and you don't really need to see any of the other ones past that, but Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone 2, go watch right now. And at number 2 on my list, I have The Grinch, which this is also kind of 2 movies because there's the classic animated one and then there's the Jim Carrey real life Grinch, and they're both absolutely amazing. I grew up watching the animated one on VHS. I had to watch it every single year before Christmas and on Christmas Day, literally from when I was like 2 years old. I love The Grinch and Cindy Lou Who and all the Who's down in Whoville who loved Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. I love the Jim Carrey one because Jim Carrey was my childhood idol. He's so funny. That entire movie is absolutely hilarious, and I'm probably going to have to go watch it after this. At number 1 on my Christmas must-see holiday list of movies that you have to see would be The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, some people say that this is a Halloween movie. Some people say that this is a Christmas movie. People are always arguing. I say that it's both. There's no better time of year to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas than always. This was like my favorite movie as a kid. I watched it so much over and over and over and over and over. So did all of my siblings. My mom loves this movie. I just love Tim Burton. The Nightmare Before Christmas, you can watch it Halloween, you can watch Christmas, you can watch it at any time of the year because it is the best movie ever. So if you haven't seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, you should definitely go check that out as well. And that concludes this video. Those are my top 10 holiday must-see Christmas movies for 2017. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And like I said at the beginning, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss another upload. And as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
I thought I'd take a ride. And soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank and we got upset. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.